Hello, everybody, and welcome to Deck Doctoring. And on this episode, we're doing something a little bit funny. I'm kind of excited for it. So, Travis's family plays this game a bunch, and Bryn, your family does too, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm the only one. My family, they don't talk to me anymore ever since the event. But uh, what Travis's family is, they're about to start Edge of the Earth, and I said, "Hey Travis, we should deck doctor your family's decks," and he said that sounds like a devilish idea. So that's what we're doing. We have four decks: Monterey Jack, Jacqueline Fine, Daniela Reyes, and Stella Clark. As we're going to be going in and looking through these. So Travis, why don't you give a bit more information, like why they have experience and all that? And
Yeah, okay. These decks we built for the Edge of the Earth campaign. I let them kind of do what they wanted for them for the most part. The I only answered the questions that they asked me about rule stuff
mhm.
or shortcutted math for them, where I wouldn't tell them like, "Hey, you should play Practice Makes Perfect because it's a good card." But if they pulled out Practice Makes Perfect, I'd be like, "Hey, you want 6/8 skills with this
Yeah, yeah.
to make that work." Um, and then these have experience because we played Guardians of the Abyss, the first part, uh, as a one shot this weekend before we started Edge of the Earth.
Mhm.
And I just told them they can pick from among the cards they picked out. They're experienced, whatever they want to add to their decks to give them a feel for the higher level of their experience, and if they want to change anything before the campaign.
Sick.
Um, yeah. No, like they each go through when we make the decks. I have them each go through and pick out the experience cards they're interested in, similar to what comes in the pre-constructed investigator decks, so that they aren't overwhelmed each week when they go to upgrade. And then they picked from those pools that they had selected the week before.
Rad. Cool. So yours
Yeah.
is the Monterey Jack deck, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this one, I'm gonna say it right now, Travis. I trust you. I think it's gonna be great. But Bryn, I'll let you give it a once over if you had any comments.
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah.
One thing I do like, is that even though they serve kind of a similar function, doing the archive of conduits over the Profana, because they both kind of do the same thing, right? But you have the
Hmm.
magnifying glasses, and I imagine that in four players, the extra foot isn't needed as much as it would be in like 2 and 3 players. So I think that's a cool choice there.
No, I'd also known that the Profana. I know the Profana is good,
Yeah,
and I didn't know how good this would be, and I want to try it.
yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So Brendan and I were kind of talking a bit before while you were gone, kind of giving some thoughts on this. But one thing that I noticed is that I feel like with the Stella deck and the Daniela deck, I don't think Stella needs the Pete Sylvester, and I think it would be better over here in the Daniela deck as the upgraded Pete.
That
Because
is actually exactly what their plan is.
oh, okay, so that is their plan.
Is that yes? My sister wanted to play Pete at level 0 to enable the Meat Cleaver. If
Okay.
you scroll down a little bit, you can actually see like the cards that were taken out from the level
Oh,
0
look at
deck.
that.
And she intended to play the Black Cat as her upgraded ally, and also eventually Miss Doyle. And
So
then the Daniela deck was going to get the Pete Sylvesters after they're taken out of Stella.
sick. Okay, that's great. So then the experience you guys put in, they were just like kind of like just trying stuff out. It wasn't like
Yeah,
the future.
why Stella has one copy of Pete Sylvester and one copy of the Black Cat is, you know.
A mystery. All right, I'm gonna go into the edit mode, and we'll just start as we do. We're deck doctoring, so we're gonna start deck doctoring with this intention as it comes, because that's what the point of this series is. But that is good that they have that idea for it. Um, I'm gonna just take out the Tetsuo. Um, yeah, so she had the Danielle has the prepared for the worst. There's the cornered here, which is interesting.
It's a good card.
It is a good card. It is.
Hmm.
What are the other plans? Oh, they just have. Yeah, playing with the fire extinguisher too is also sick. I think it's I mean, it's just a machete, right? Like it's a better machete. Just costs some experience in Daniela. So,
If you'd like, I could pull out the other experience cards that were in an option, but were not in the deck. If you guys like.
sure, yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Okay.
And then we can look at this Jacqueline Fine deck as well. As I just scroll through. Yes! Ugh. Travis taught them well. Level 2 Order Protection.
I would be playing level 5.
Yeah?
Yeah, you would.
Why would I want to stop something for somebody else?
It's true. Greed is good, especially when family's involved.
So the Jacqueline deck, the cards that didn't make the cut were Prophetic, Earthly Serenity, and Recall the Future, as well as lower level Shriveling and Rite of Seeking, but those don't really count.
Travis, what are your thoughts on the Jacqueline deck having 3 open gates? Because we always talk about this card, being a little bit not great, but what do you think of its in Edge of the Earth? We're going to say no spoilers for Edge of the Earth, just like vague stuff. Do you think it's going to do good, or do you think we should take this out? Because I
think it's going to do pretty okay.
Yeah?
Yep. I think it'll be good for the first map at the very least.
So that's what we can upgrade out of. But there's going to be a lot of upgrades that go into the Arcane Research. Do we want to deny existence here? Because, that card's just sick, and we'd probably tell other people to get the deny existence in there?
I'll
put it in.
I tried not to put too much input in.
Also, do we want to promise a power in this Jacqueline deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go out there and say that I hate the Crystal Pendulum.
Sure, yeah.
Because of the amount of math that it makes me do before I try to do anything.
Yep.
That being said, it's
that's
probably really good.
Yeah, it's probably really good here, but I respect it and I agree. It's like the whole frickin' whatever that one card is where you have to say the token beforehand, and then it becomes a +1. Yeah.
Prescient.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'll just say squid every time.
Oh no, Recall the Future.
Recall the Future. Yeah.
I did offer up to them that cards that had the same set as their investigator probably had some synergy with them, as well as if their investigator was in the art, it was probably good for them.
Always sick. Yeah. Always good advice. So I'm kind of.
My sister.
Oh, sorry, Travis. Your microphone's kind of glitching out right now.
Oh, sorry.
You're good
my sister did try to put True Grit into Stella.
Oh yes, I remember you telling me that.
I was like, you sure about that one?
Oh, not True Grit. Sorry, the other one.
True Grit. Yeah.
Grit your teeth.
Yeah. We call it True Grit in the other video.
That's okay. We're scrubs. After you fail the skill test, you get +2 to each of your skills.
She's like, but she's in the art. And I was like, yeah.
Good point. However,
I didn't say that.
You got me there.
So I like the Black Cat plan for Stella. Bryn and I were talking about this. We probably, if the True Survivor, you probably want at least just a 1-of in Stella, even though it is kind of boring. And if you don't put True Survivor in your Stella deck, honestly, kudos, because it kind of works for not having infinite neither rain nor snows.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good though.
It is very good though.
The other cards that were in Stella's pile that did not make it to the deck were Precious Memento, Fend Off, Butterfly Effect, Miss Doyle, and of course the Relic Hunter to go with the Precious Mementos.
Yes, yeah. Honestly, I think the Precious Mementos... I mean, you have the cat. The cat kind of serves the same function, but I think Precious Memento
very similar.
Seems very good in Stella. But I don't think that's
especially
enough to
with
change...
Meat Cleaver?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Especially with Meat Cleaver?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my
You're
God.
just chopping people up, you're taking horror, you put it on the Memento, and then you just...
You're just like, I'm fine.
Succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally wasn't super hot on the Catastrophe.
I
understand the allure of it because it says you can cancel the autofail, and that feels good. They're all quite afraid of the autofail.
Yeah, I think the Catastrophe could leave.
I think if you play the True Survivor instead of the Eucatastrophe, you will have a better time.
Let's do it.
Assuming that what your goal is to win.
I love the idea of her using that and then choosing to fail. You do get a heal 1 damage and 1 horror, and you get an action. It'd just be really funny to spend a card to choose to do that.
To heal 1/1, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't like about the Stella deck is there's no inclusion of any way you get clues, really, besides the look what I found.
Yeah.
There was no flashlights or old key rings or anything like that, so there's nothing to do during her off turns.
Yeah, and the Stella you kind of need to flex to do everything. So I do think adding a package, if we were going to recommend this to other people, oh, you don't need a big package. Old keyring kind of just would work well for that. Like I suppose, like even this Ice Plague only level 1 could probably also get out of here.
I think the Ice Pick is real solid.
I mean, yeah, I just like, I think for what Stella's going to be doing with this other comp, what does this Jacqueline do?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, it is everything, huh?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Monterey's obviously going to get clues. That's his job.
Yeah. Yeah, ask what Danielle's gonna do.
Oh, I imagine she's going to fight, am I right?
Yeah, you're right. That's good, Joseph.
Getting there. Yeah. Like, the Daniela deck is just, like, it's good.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
Danielle deck's good.
you got a huge sledgehammer, and you can hit things very hard. And
Very, very good with Archive of Conduits, let me tell you.
I can believe that, yeah.
yeah, I'm always a fan of Perseverance.
Man,
card is very
I
strong.
am too. I was gonna say though, I think that should leave and you live without fear. That's always my thought process. But it's also a good card and it has a place here. But that's just my reckless red. I'm like, I'm never gonna die. I'm unkillable.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was a card that was just like, he was looking for a 5th red card, and I was like, here's like 3 or 4 options. They're a little sparse because Stella was also playing red.
I think
And I
it's
was
sick
like-
though because you get 6. It gives you 6 brain for a test that you really need to pass, and it also keeps
Yeah,
you
no,
alive.
it's also guts.
Yeah.
The thing that we say every time we talk about Perseverance.
Yeah.
It also has that going for it.
I think at this point, as you start getting upgraded, I think the Flesh Wards, I really like this card in Daniela, but I think at this point they could be gone. Because you
One
have
did get cut.
this stuff here. Yeah, there was only a 1
Yeah.
of in there, so...
Yeah, this deck
Yeah.
does also need a charisma.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a charisma on the pile.
Yeah, figured as much.
Yeah, they're just.
I
there
wouldn't
just
let
isn't-
them do that.
Excuse me, this
it's
card is
not-
not
What
part
else
of my
does
collection.
Daniela have in the pile? There isn't too much else for upgrades for Daniela, I don't think.
No, I think this Daniela deck's very solid. The other thing I do is I'd
Daniela
probably go
had-
to 2 of this as well, just to make sure you draw it.
The only other cards that were in Daniela's pile were Bruiser and Protective Gear.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Protective Gear is great in her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit expensive, but you have emergency caches and a stand together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd actually be cool. I don't think it's needed, but I think it's like cool. I think it's
Good.
Yeah, it's just good. Oh, here's a problem. They have a random basic weakness. They should just take that out.
You know, they also say that.
It contains too
Like
many
every
cards. What the
week.
frick?
I don't know what to take out. Can I just take out my weakness? No. No, you cannot.
And you're just like, Scrot! We have to take out a card from this. Do you think it's just like probably? Oh, the flares are gonna be sick.
It's one of the weapons.
Yeah, it's probably just like one of the guns, right?
I mean, like it could be the guns and the machete too. Like without a bandolier, you probably don't need them.
If we take them all out, what else could we add?
That's a good question.
Protective Gear.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
It could be protective gear. There could be a bandolier, so then you can hold the fire extinguisher and the sledgehammer. Like the bandolier doesn't even
Which
need
is
to be
kinda
upgraded, right?
Yeah.
Like it could just be level 0 bandolier.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's an option. Like I do get you wanna play more than just the sledgehammers as your weapon. It's like sledgehammers and the wrench as your weapon
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
because
that seems sick.
you got to find something. But also the bandolier lets you make use of the utility on the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. No, that seems sick. I think this deck's good. And honestly, I think these decks are all good even without the deck doctoring. But I was just curious to see what Travis's family does.
They've gotten pretty competent at it
Yeah.
over the past year.
So for this Jacqueline deck, a card I'm not a fan of is I don't really like the Hypnotic Gaze, especially in like when you have a Daniela on your team. It's like there is something you can say there, but I still just think like this card's just still mostly just it's expensive. They have a lot of spells they want to cast. They only have an Uncage the Soul and a Voice of Ra for their economy. I think the Hypnotic Gazes could go in favor of the Deny Existences and like the Promise of Power.
That's fair. I think Hypnotic Gaze, like if you're planning to upgrade, is pretty okay, especially in Jacqueline.
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah.
level 0 is definitely like a little bit lackluster though.
Yeah. We have to get 2 more cards from this. I mean, we can just.
I actually really like the healing words and the fearless here, and potentially the earthly serenities that didn't make it into this version.
Oh yeah,
With
no,
Daniela wanting to be taking so much damage.
no, I dig it too, and also just like with the very nature of, yeah, just I think so too. It's just especially because also in Edge of the Earth, you're more likely to take damage for yourself as opposed to the soak you're given every scenario.
Yep.
So it's nice for that. I think honestly, just the Prescient could go. If we're
That's
doing
fair.
the Promise of Power, right? It's just like better, I think.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
But yeah, I also like the healing words a lot in this too. And then even like as you said, the Earthly Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that one too as an option.
You know, I was actually surprised at how much I was feeling those.
Was this your mom's deck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You told me she likes playing like a supporty character, and that makes sense because she's a mom.
Yep.
Sick. All right. The Cell deck, we have to cut a card still.
I think Live and Learn's like a card that can make it to the end of your Stella deck.
I agree.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
that
agree.
card is really strong.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think
I'd probably just cut
I
one
think
of
it
the
should be
hit
try.
The which one?
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say try again, but that's actually like pretty solid with cards like Resourceful and Stunning Blow, where you can like try to trigger them and you just like literally get to try again
Yeah.
for no cost.
Yeah. And I think Hit Me's fun, but on standard difficulty, I think it's not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You don't want to just gamble?
I mean, this deck's only 22 experience. I think we could cut the other Hit Me and throw in another Black Cat too.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Boom.
But no, I am very proud of some of the lessons that they've taken to heart. That playing 2 wolf cards is generally what you want to do.
Yep.
They understand like what cards synergize with other cards for the most part. They know what cards in their colors are good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as my dad sits down and build a blue deck, he goes straight for prepared for the worst.
So yeah, I mean that's what I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember building my Daniela deck on stream. I'm like, all right, prepared for the worst. Easy 2 cards to put in. With yellow. Deduction.
Weapons,
Easy
2 more
cards to
copies
put
of
in.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
One, yeah, yeah. I don't like this deck not playing lockpicks, but I also understand why it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
level
Yeah.
0 lockpicks are a very swingy thing.
Yeah, and like once you get going,
I do have level 0 lockpicks. If you scroll down to the cards that got cut for
I
upgrades.
don't scroll.
you
I
actually
know you don't,
actually
Bryn.
can't. It is true. You
Yeah,
are
like
stuck.
I actually can't.
Level 0 has like lockpicks and flashlight.
Yeah. I do also
Yeah,
think
let me tell you
Scout Head is something that can exist in your deck until the end of the campaign, and there's like you probably won't regret it.
I think you probably
Like,
replaced it
no-
with the on the trails, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was like I mean, I figured I didn't need it between On the Trail, Eon Chart, and Archive of Conduits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
hiking
and the
boots.
hiking
Like I
boots.
already
Yeah,
had so many effects. I was like,
Yeah, this will
I
end
know
up
this
just
card's
being a
good.
foot test. Like it'll just help you
Yeah.
on a foot test.
No, I
Yeah.
just like I think that one's not necessarily a priority upgrade.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
card's fine.
Oh no, and I agree. Like Scout Ahead is going to be something that just goes in a majority of your green decks because it's
Yeah.
just like really good.
It is, yeah. It's not entirely dissimilar to Shortcut.
Yep.
Like it's not as good because Shortcut has a lot more versatility, and you often want to move one location, but you don't always want to move 3 locations.
It is great for getting you out of the asylum, though, Bryn.
Oh man, is it ever?
Yeah.
I'm out of here in there just in case.
Yeah.
I somehow end up in
Yeah.
the asylum.
And as one
Yeah,
thing,
that would be weird. That would be weird.
It would be really weird.
Yeah. You know what? I'm really hoping that Edge of the Earth sends us to the asylum.
yeah, I hope so
Yeah.
too.
Now that you've brought it up,
Yeah, no, I hadn't thought about it before, but
Another thing that's also just good for people who have not played with this card yet, but Nimble is freaking bonkers, man.
oh man,
This card
yeah,
is
dude, it really is something.
it's insane. Like, so I was playing it for a while, being like, it's only on my tests, right? No, it's just you
Yeah.
put it on any
No.
foot test,
Nah,
and you're
man.
like, see ya. Cards.
Also, I
bonkers.
probably could have cut the Nimbles for something else because, like that archive, I should have cut the Nimbles for something that lets me dig through my deck to find the Archive of Conduits.
That's fair. Yeah,
That card's you just get to move people wherever you want, man.
Yep.
yeah. Like I do think Nibble is very much like a
Anywhere.
fixed elusive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it plays like a fair version of that card.
Quote unquote fixed.
It also falls exactly into like the things we'd like about like Stunning Blow, where it allows you to just solve a problem, but also like to take an action and then also like take advantage of it. It's just a freaking great card.
It really is.
Yeah. And Neon Chart's also really good at Monterey Jack. Deck's gonna do great. Monterey Jack I think is very strong investigator.
Yeah, the only thing I felt was a little bit uncomfortable is you don't have quite so many options to get multiple clues.
Yes, that is actually something I'm noticing too in our Edge of the Earth playthrough. I'm kind of just you're just like your deductions and your pilfer.
Yeah, like you still get a similar amount of clues, I think, because you're spending less actions moving and getting resources and drawing cards, because you just get to do that either for free from visibility for the economy, or like you can make up several movements at a time with a card like Scout Ahead.
Yeah.
But so like you just spend those other actions on investigating, but you don't get the big I got 3 clues this turn.
Yeah,
stuff.
you don't get the big flashy seeker stuff.
Yeah.
He does feel like a rogue seeker. He really does, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is this deck doctoring video. I'll go to the decks one more time. We have our Monterey Jack, which we've been on for a bit. The Jacqueline Fine. The Daniela Reyes. And the Stella Clark. Man. She's busted. she's just straight busted. Huge thank you for everyone who's watching. Where's my Patreon splash? There it is. Huge thank you to everyone watching and for all of our patrons. We do want to get back to deck doctoring, doing more viewer decks. So if you have decks you want us to look at in the series, put them in the comments below. We will look at them or add them to the list that we have. We've just honestly, with Edge of the Earth, and then we also were doing our expanded guides earlier, we just had a lot of content, so deck doctoring has kind of just, as you can tell on our channel, we kind of just jump from show to show, just also what interests us in the moment. But deck doctoring will return, so if you have any decks that you want to see, please put deck links in the video description, or the video comments, rather. Thanks for watching, have a good one, and as always, GG's!